Okay, I popped on here a little bit early, so whoever joins me a little bit early, type in the comments that you're here. I would love to say hi to you personally. We are the first week into the new year. Holy moly, how does that happen? 2026. Wow, we survived the holidays and here we are. I can't believe it. We took a little hiatus from these classes. Christmas and New Year's, the way they fell, it was difficult. And unfortunately, I got sick. So it was probably the worst sickness I've ever had in my life. Super flu, whatever you want to call it. Hi, Jessie. So great to see you. Sort of. I can't see you, but I'm glad you're here. And yeah, I had that super flu or whatever, and I was in bed for 3 days straight. It was horrible. So do yourselves a favor and make sure you wash your hands and use hand sanitizer and keep your bodies moving, eat the nourishing food, avoid the processed foods, the sugars that just fuels the viruses and the bacteria. But I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and a great New Year, and we're off to a beautiful start to the new year. And gosh, man, I can't wait for that sunlight to start coming back, because by 6:30 at night, with the darkness that's already been upon us for over an hour now, it's like, so tired, I'm ready to go to bed. I started a movie last night, the second Avatar, because I want to go watch the third one, and those movies are 3 hours long, but that doesn't matter, because as soon as I put my head down on the pillow to watch the movie, I was out 5 minutes. I think it was 8:30 p.m. No, 8 p.m. Oh, golly. So anyways, glad you all are here. A little housekeeping stuff. We have just launched a new program, the Reclaim and Reset for Life program, and we started Sunday. I have a beautiful group of people who are joining me for group coaching, and so far the energy in there is electric. I'm so proud of the people. We're working on habits. So we went over what habits actually are, how to change your habits or start new habits. And my people are doing awesome already, so I'm super proud of them. It's not too late to join. If you are interested even a little bit in joining this program and starting the year off right, please let me know. I'll get you in as soon as possible. And the other beautiful thing to know in this program is we have some expert guest speakers lined up every single week of the 4-month program, and they're coming with some big knowledge bombs to help you all achieve your goals and just improve your health and wellness. So bringing you back to the fundamentals of health and wellness to keep you out of the doctor's office and feeling amazing. What else? You want a shirt? Let me know. Cool logo. You can rock this logo. I will send you the link to purchase a shirt. It supports me and one of my great friends. So that would be really cool to see more of you wearing my shirts. This class tonight is free. I do it out of the goodness of my heart, but I am somebody who is accepting donations for it. So I have a Venmo. If you are feeling generous and want me to keep doing this, I would appreciate any kind of gift you have to share. If nothing at all, your presence here is a present to me. So glad you're here. What else do I have to share with you all? I think that's it. And of course, I do individual coaching. So if you want something completely separate and on the side and want to work with me in any form or capacity, strength training, wellness coaching, nutrition guidance, let me know. I can help you with that. So without further ado, for those of you who are in here watching and want to do a little spine health exercise class, let's get started. Now, reminder, you have to comment in the comment box if you need to get my attention. So let's start on our backs with our knees bent. We're going to start with the good old breathing technique, and I will review it because it has been a little while. If you are new here, this is the foundation of what we do and how we work on connecting to our core, pelvic floor, spine, and everything in this area. So we're going to start with some breathing, and I want you to get really modest here. I want you to allow that breath to come in and fill you all the way up, expand you in all directions. So big inhale through your nose. Get big in your core. I just ate like a giant bowl of soup, so that's really easy for me. Whew. Exhale through your mouth, like you're blowing out a candle. Inhale, expand your rib in a 360-degree fashion. So when you inhale, you're not arching away from the floor. You're actually inhaling into the floor. Your back and your rib cage should drop into the floor and out to the sides and forward. Exhale out your mouth. Inhale, get really big. Exhale, pelvic floor contraction, deep core contraction. Bring yourself out. Pull it all in. Inhale. Breathing at your speed and pace. Exhale, pelvic floor contraction, deep core. Blow it all out. Ribs come down and in. Inhale. You should feel tension building up in your pelvic bowl, your lower abs. That's how you know you're hitting that deep core and pelvic floor on your exhale. Really important for stability. A few more breaths. Big inhale. The inhale is important. It expands and lengthens those muscles, kind of like a rubber band. The more you lengthen, the more contraction you can get. Exhale. Inhale, get big. Exhale. Got some doggy guest appearances. Excellent. Separate your feet nice and wide on your floor or mat, whatever you happen to be on. We're going to do some knee rocks left and right. Really get that motion going from your hip joint, that ball and socket. Continue your breathing, no holding your breath. Having your hips being mobile is really important. Your mobility should come from the ball and socket of your hip joint and then your mid back, believe it or not. If you are not getting mobility from your hips and your mid back, your low back and your cervical spine or your neck are going to be asked to be the places where you get mobility. Now, that is important to note because those are not areas that should be mobile. Your low back, your lumbar spine, your neck, and your cervical spine are all areas of stability. They're working really hard to hold you in place. This is your foundation. Like, you have to be stable there. You would never build any kind of structure on an unstable foundation. So make sure that we have some hip mobility so that you can stabilize through your low back. And with your neck, it's another stable area. We're always stretching it and moving it. Yes, yes, it needs to move. The bowling ball on top needs to be able to move, but your neck needs to hold that bowling ball. Oh. All right, beautiful. Getting those hips moving. Now what I want you to do is roll onto your left side. Knees are bent. We're going to do our open book. Your arms are out in front of you. You're going to take your top arm and you're going to reach it way up above you. Your head and eyes follow, and you're going to reach to the other side of you, getting a big trunk twist through your mid-back. Big inhale, and then close your book on your exhale. Inhale, big open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Do 5 more on your breath. Big inhale to open. Oh my gosh, this dog. Really look with your eyes, follow your hand with your eyes, get that trunk rotation through your mid-back and your neck. 2 more. Whew. 1 more. Beautiful. Roll onto your right side. Same thing. Do 6 to 8 of those open and closed books. Arms are straight out in front of you, knees are bent. Big open with your top arm, your eyes follow. You might notice one side is tighter than the other. Exhale, close your book. And repeat, big inhale. My dogs are making guest appearances, blocking the camera. They should come do downward dog with us. Upward dog, downward dog. Come on, Ella, you can come do it. 1 more. Beautiful. Now I'm going to have you flip over onto your stomach and get on your hands and knees. We're going to do the cat-cow. This is such a beautiful movement for your mid-back and your whole spine. So the cat is when you arch your back up and drop your head down, tuck your tail under. You're exhaling on cat. Inhale on cow, arching your back, looking up, stretching your chin as high as you can, dropping your mid-spine, your mid-back spine between your shoulder blades. Exhale. No, excuse me, inhale. Bring that air in. And then exhale into cat. Inhale, cow. Lengthen that neck in the front. Chin goes up high. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Couple more, both directions. On your breath, exhale, cat. Let your head be heavy. Tuck your tail under. Inhale, cow. Drop that mid-back spine between your shoulder blades. Oof, yeah, stiff and rigid. Chin goes up nice and high. Exhale, cat. Who gets really stiff in their mid-back? I'm feeling it. Inhale, cow. Really lengthen. Ooh, nice. Okay, now lay flat on your stomach. We're gonna do some cobra. Okay. So the cobra in full cobra is going up onto your hands. Your pelvis and your pubic bones stay glued to the floor. So you shouldn't be lifting up so that your pubic bone and your pelvis come up. So find the height that your low back, mid back, and your whole spine allows you to go. If you can only go on your forearms, that's fine. But really push up as high as you can. And try really hard to get a stretch in your abdominals and your hip flexors in the front. Big inhale, 5 seconds. Exhale, lower down. And repeat that. Let's do 8 more. Big stretch in the front of you. Lower down. Try really hard not to squeeze your glutes. Make the motion come mostly from your back. Everyone needs moral support when they're doing exercise. Ellie, you want to come in too? Come on in. Come on in, Bubba. Oh, I had a toy between my legs. I didn't even know. That sounded a little weird, but Ella had a dog toy resting between my legs. Okay, one more big cobra all the way up. Big inhale. Feel that stretch in the front of you. And lower all the way down. Beautiful. Okay. Now we're going to start activating our back muscles a little bit more because that's how we work on the stability of the spine, which is super important. So what I want you to do is lie flat, and then you are going to lift one leg up as high as you can. Oh, I don't have enough space. Hang on. You're going to use your glute and your low back muscles to lift and lower. Then you're going to alternate to the other side. Lift and lower. I want you to do 10 total. So I want you to use your low back on this one. So we've got hamstring, glute, low back muscles all working together to provide stability. Activating those muscles. Couple more. Should really feel your low back lighting up. You should also feel your glutes. Okay, next we're going to work on the stability of your spine from above. So let me go down so you can see me. We're going to do something called the Y, T, and the I. So this actually uses your shoulder blades, and you're going to be extending through your mid-back. So you're going to have your head facing straight down. Your arms are way out in front of you, reaching up above your head, kind of in a Y, like you're doing the YMCA. Then what I want you to think about is lifting your arms up, but squeeze your shoulder blades towards your spine. And as you do that, you can add a little lift of your upper back. Because for this, we're not only isolating your shoulder blades, we're hitting the mid-back stabilizers as well. So, face down, arms are up, thumbs are pointing towards the ceiling. You're lifting your arms up towards the ceiling and then extending through your mid-back and lowering down. Let's do 8 of those. One more. Excellent. Next is the T. I don't quite have enough room to show you a complete T, but your arms are out to the side like you're doing an airplane. Same exact principle. Face down, and now you're lifting up and extending your mid-back, and then down. So really squeeze those shoulder blades towards your spine and lift your upper back. Let's do 8 of those. And after you've done 8, we're going to do the I. The I is with your arms down by your side. I was just thinking palms up or palms down. So you can play around with what's more comfortable in your shoulder. I'm going to encourage you to have your palms down. But what you're going to do now is you're going to lift your arms up, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then lower your whole body back down. Same ideas as the other two, just a different plane of motion for your arms, but those shoulder blades are really leading the movement, squeezing towards your spine. Slow and controlled. We're really trying to squeeze and activate the right area. 2 or 3 more. Nice. Okay. That was a good warm up for that area. Okay, now you're going to pop up onto your hands and knees. We're going to do something called the bird dog, and this is a really good one to work on stabilizing through your pelvis and activating your glutes, and also stabilizing through your shoulders and your shoulder blades while trying to work on stabilizing your core. So it's an exercise that is pretty all-encompassing, to be honest, especially if you slow it down and be very intentional. So the bird dog is set up with your hands directly under your shoulders, knees under your hips, and you're going to lift your opposite arm and opposite leg. So we're going to start left leg lifting up behind, and the right arm will extend at the same time. Now, yes, the arm and leg that are lifting is doing work, but believe it or not, the leg and the arm that are holding you up are stabilizing and working really hard to do that. So Before you lift your arm and your leg, really think about the ones that are staying on the floor as being really active and stabilizing. So the right glute and the left shoulder are working really hard to hold you up, and your core is holding your spine stable. Now, when you're doing alternate left and right arm, it's creating this rotation challenge. So try really hard to keep everything stable and don't let it rotate. Now with this one, I don't want you overextending as you're reaching. I want you to hold your spine in one position and lift your arm and leg around that. And you're gonna alternate left and right until you've completed 16 total. Make sure you're breathing throughout and you're holding that belly button up towards your spine the whole time. Oh, I lost track. Gosh, I am the worst counter. I'm sure you all are close to being done because I was gabbing the whole time. All right, now you're gonna lie back down on your side and we're gonna do a modified side plank. Okay, so once you have got on your side, what you're gonna do now is your knees are gonna be bent. You're gonna pop yourself up onto your forearm and elbow. And reminder, elbow is under your shoulder for shoulder protection and health. And then what you're gonna do now is you're going to think about lifting your pelvis up off of the floor. On your exhale, hold it for 10 seconds. Really think about that top pelvis lifting up to the ceiling. And lower down. And do 5 of those on this side. So on your exhale, lift your pelvis up. 10-second hold. And lower down. Really squeeze the glute that's stabilizing underneath, the obliques here. You're not arching, you're not rolling forward, everything's in line. 2 more, exhale, lift. 1 more. Ooh, I am rusty, everyone. We need to get back into being consistent with these. All right, flip over to your other side. And let's do 5 on your other side. Okay, on your exhale, lift up. Thinking about that top pelvis going up as high as you can. Squeezing that glute that's stabilizing, squeezing your obliques underneath. Breathing, pulling that belly button towards your spine. Everything's in line. Lower down, do 4 more. Exhale, lift. Ten-second hold. Lower down. 3 more. I put my hand on my lower belly just so I can feel the activation of the deep core system. Tactile feedback is really helpful. Oof, for some reason, this elbow is not happy. If you happen to run into that, you can always go up onto your hand. Oof, stinky dog. Wow. Oh my goodness, that is not helping my workout, mister. All right, everyone, stand up. Okay. Oh, good. You can all see me. I just want to review posture super quick. So our posture starts from the ground up, and our posture is really important for spine health, joint health. Oftentimes, you know, the most common posture that people will fall into is they lock their knees out, throw their pelvis forward, and kind of slump forward like this. It is a lazy posture. Your joints are doing all the work and wearing out quicker than they need to. Whereas when we're more active through our posturing, we have more muscles that are turned on and helping out. So let's run through that super quickly and how to do that. So if you're barefoot or don't have shoes on, that is going to help you the most because your feet have sensory signals that tell your body where you are in space and help with balance. But anyways, you want to find your balance in your feet. So your ball of your big toe, the ball of your pinky toe, and your heel should all have equal weight bearing through it. So you're not forward on your toes, you're not on the outside, you're not on your heels, kind of equal and grounded. Once you feel equal and grounded, I want you to think about making a little bit of an arch in your foot. Very subtle. The big toe or the ball of the big toe, you're pulling that backwards towards your heel, like if there's an imaginary line. So you're making an arch. You're not curling your toes under, you're just pulling slightly back with that ball of the big toe. So now you're more grounded. Really important. Next, up to the knees. I want you to think about unlocking them slightly. So you're kind of in more of an athletic stance. Like if the dogs were running around and they went to hit your knee, you're not locked out and you're not going to end up with an ACL tear. That kind of softness in your knees. So they're a little more active. And then above that, pelvis position, okay? You don't want to be in what I call the duck position, and you don't want to be in what I call the shrimp position. You want to be in a neutral pelvis position. So the top of your pelvis here, think of it as like the top or an opening of a bucket. You don't want to be tipped forward, dumping the water at the front, and you don't want to be dumping the water at the back. So find an equal place where that water's not going to pour out either side. And that pelvis should be stacked directly over your knees and directly over your ankle bones. Okay? Next position, once you found that and your knees are unlocked, they're not locked out, because look what happens as soon as they lock out, we duck posture. So active through that whole system. Then I want you to find your rib cage. Are your ribs flared forward? Are they tucked under? Are you gripping your abs? What's happening there? What I want you to find is a position where your ribs are stacked directly over your pelvis. Okay? That is really important for your core and your deep core, because if you're flared forward, your abs are going to be stretched in the front. And if you're constantly gripping in the front, they're going to be tight and overworked. So you want to find a neutral position there. And then once you found that, your shoulders should naturally kind of stack back over the top of your hip bones. So shoulders align with hip bones, and chin is parallel to the floor. Last thing you're going to do to get your deep core system and pelvic floor to activate is think about someone pulling a hair on the top of your head, like straight up. Now, be very careful that as soon as I say posture and tall, you don't flare forward. You want to lengthen up through your spine subtly, and you'll feel this engagement happening in your deep core, okay? So that's the most correct posture in terms of alignment of your joints and helping your muscles activate the correct way. All right, now let's end with a little bit of forward fold, just to mobilize the spine and get the hamstrings moving. So what I want you to do is just drop yourself down and be like a rag doll hanging out. Let everything stretch. Sway back and forth if you want. Let gravity take you down. Go as far as you can with your knees. They can have a little bend. And then what you're going to do is you're going to lift yourself up one vertebrae at a time. So nice and rounded. Chin stays tucked. Come all the way up. Look up to the ceiling. Arms on your low back, bend backwards. Come back to neutral. Forward fold down again. Hang, be heavy, let your head sway. And lift yourself up one vertebrae at a time. Look up to the ceiling, hands on your low back, extend. One more big forward fold. Drop down. Hang, let those hamstrings stretch. And then come up one vertebrae at a time. Ooh. And then shake it out. Ooh. Beautiful. Beautiful work, everyone. I think that was the perfect way to ease back into our Tuesday classes. My hair's a mess today. That's okay. That is okay. All right. So anyone have any questions, comments, concerns? How are you feeling? Do you feel that stiffness in your spine needs to be worked out? Are you feeling those muscles activate? Your deep core coming in, pelvic floor? What do y'all think? I think I see there's 4 people in here. One of them might be me because I have my computer on so I can see your reactions and your comments. So I plan to come in here every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Hi, Jessie. Perfect. I love it. Thank you for your feedback. Plan to come in here every Tuesday at 6:30 and continue working on your spine mobility and your core engagement, your pelvic floor engagement. Oh, yay. Hi, Corinne. I'm so glad you made it in. Feeling great. Ebony says she loved it. Definitely needs some work. Jessie's expressing appreciation. You're welcome. I'm glad you all were in here. Yeah, so let's do this every Tuesday together and keep progressing. And it is home workout, so equipment is limited, but you know, at some point we might incorporate some bands or whatever, but most of it's going to be body weight, so I want it to be inclusive for everyone regardless of equipment. But yeah, if you have any questions, like feel free to reach out to me anytime and we'll keep progressing. We'll make it a little bit harder, a little bit more difficult each time. So you can join at any time. You don't have to have completed the classes before. They're for everyone. So invite your friends and I'll see you all next week. Bye. Take care of yourselves. I love you all.